Yeah, I was a very naughty child actually. I went to Hansraj Moraji Public School in Andheri West. Then I studied engineering because everybody in my family was an engineer. So I also followed in the family tradition and joined mechanical engineering. Then in my childhood I was a lot into heavy metal. I always wanted to be a businessman when I was growing up because I'm from a business family and my dad was a businessman. I always thought that I'll grow up and I'll join my dad's business. My first job, it's a very funny story. I was 19 years old and I took up a job as a salesman for some credit cards. Okay, I left the job in one day because I found it very, very boring. After I completed my engineering, I joined my dad's business where I worked for 6 years. After that, I decided I want to be a writer. So I chucked my dad's business and I entered into advertising. I joined an ad agency called Percept Advertising, and I worked there as a copywriter. Soon I jumped to RK Swami BBDO, which is another advertising agency, and I worked there for 1.5 years. So for a total of 3 years I worked in advertising. Now during this time I started writing ad films, radio spots, and other print ads. That's how I became a writer. The next step was of course to start writing scripts. So I started writing scripts and I started approaching Ram Gopal Verma. Approaching Ram Gopal Verma is not easy at all. It was very difficult. It was a long process, took a very long time. It was a very tedious process. I used to call him. Every now and then I used to call him asking for work, but he wouldn't entertain me. Sometimes he would say this is Ram Gopal Verma's driver speaking. Sometimes he would just cut the phone. And sometimes he would say I'm in a shot. So he used to make all these kind of excuses. The good part is, in those days, people used to pick up their phones, unlike now. Now it's all on SMS. So that time he used to pick up his phone and he used to give all these excuses. So a lot of time went by like this and he didn't entertain me. Then I used Daya Nayak's reference. Daya Nayak is an encounter cop who's Ram Gopal Verma's friend, and I was also meeting him a lot because I was writing a cop story. So I used Daya Nayak's reference and I said I've done a lot of research on Daya Nayak. So it might be useful for you for your film called Ab Tak Chhappan, which is just coming up. That's when he said yes, okay, why don't you come tomorrow and meet me? And then I went, he was editing Bhoot, the film Bhoot, he was editing that, and that's when I met him. So he took a look at the research, what I'd done. He went through the research. So he said, good, you should just work on Ab Tak Chhappan, so I'll make you meet the writer and director. So he made me meet Shimit Amin and he made me meet Jaideep Sahani, who was writing Ab Tak Chhappan that time. So he said, you work with them as an assistant or whatever, however they feel you're fit. So so the minute I met him, I just immediately got a work. But tragically, Shimit Amin did not entertain me. Despite taking all my research, which was a very thick file, which was a file of around 200 pages of research that I had done on Ab Tak Chhappan, he did not entertain me at all. He did not involve me in the project at all. After I went to him again and again, requesting him to take me as an assistant director, he refused. I even came down to pleading with him that take me as a trainee, you needn't pay me. Don't give me a single paisa. Just let me be involved in the film. So at least I'll get to learn. He outrightly refused that also. I'm talking about Mr. Shimit Amin. So, and I'm not going to mince my words. So after that I came to the point of pleading that fine, don't take me as a trainee. Let me just come on the set to observe the shooting. He refused for that also. He said, no, I will not let you come. After that, I told him, okay, once in 15 days, let me come. He refused for that also. The worst part about this is he used my research. Because when I met all his assistants, they told me, we read your file. It was 200 pages ka file. It was very interesting. So he used my research, but he didn't involve me in the making. And the worst part about it is, when I saw the film, I loved the film, of course. I saw my inputs in the film, but in the end credits of the film, I didn't see my name anywhere. My name was not even mentioned. So this is the way Shimit Amin dealt with me. But I did not lose hope. What I did was, I kept continuing going to Ram Gopal Verma. I kept going to him. But the impression that Ramuji had, Shimit has not taken him, so probably he's not good. So after doing all this, again it was a very uphill task to convince Ramuji. But I kept going to him and I kept giving him scripts. So ultimately one day he read one of my, he got tired. He's saying, "Haan yaar, you show." And he read one of my scripts. Once he read one of my scripts, thereafter he didn't let me go. And I only wrote all his films which released in 2005. Sarkar, D, James, Danna Zaruri, all released in 2005, all written by me. Then I got into direction. Ram Gopal Verma put me into direction. He gave me one story of Danna Zaruri to direct. In Danna Zaruri, there were 6 directors and 6 stories. So I directed one of those stories. That's how I got into direction. My biggest challenges in reaching this far have been approachability. Because people in Bollywood are typically very difficult to approach. It's very difficult to approach somebody. My family have been my biggest supporters. About my future projects, I would say I have 6 films in the pipeline. Okay, the first of them is called Vishal. It's a psychological thriller about a serial killer and it's about his exploits. And it's based on a series of true incidents that this serial killer had executed and how he had fooled the cops. So it's about that. So about the rest of the 5 projects that I have in the pipeline, I wouldn't want to speak now because they are at a very premature stage. So at a later stage, I'd like to reveal about these 5 projects.